Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic, and I want to welcome you to my channel, Opinion Stated, where I give unfiltered, opinionated sports take. Let's go. Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic. I want to welcome you back to my channel, Opinion Stated. Man, I got a really good episode for you today. I know goodness and well, you guys who've been watching the channel, man, I know y'all know there was no way I was not going to comment on the where's LaWaldo issue seeming to be kicked around all in the media and has got the NBA world upside down, so to speak, with one LeBron James, you know what I mean, taking a leave of absence from the LA Lakers without explanation. Do they owe us one? You know what I mean? Should we just let this man live? Can a player take off mid-season or, you know what I mean, a quarter of a way through the season if they want to? Have they, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, has LeBron earned the right to just do whatever the fuck he wants to do? Like, just done throughout his entire career? Perhaps, perhaps not. But that is the direction that we'll be going into for this video. If you haven't done so already, do me a huge favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to our, subscribers for the channel. We have recently crossed the 300 subs threshold. So, man, super excited about that. Welcome to everybody who's new. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me and taking this journey. But again, like the video. Liking the video obviously helps us to cruise along algorithm avenue, as I like to say, and helps this content get into the presence of those just like yourself who might be interested in taking in this kind of content. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'd love to take this journey of, just kind of sports talk, unfiltered in its essence, founded in some, fact and truth and reality. But, nevertheless, opinion being stated throughout these episodes. But I'd love to take the journey with you as we go about just kind of dissecting and talking about some of the things pertinent to the life and the life cycle of the NBA. But without further ado, today's episode will be entitled "Thou Shalt Not Question King James." So, man, it was announced a few weeks ago that, or last week, I believe it was, by JJ Redick in a press conference that, LeBron wouldn't be with the team. He'd be taking a game off. That was the Portland Trailblazers game. And they get a couple more games, before, a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which took place last night. The Lakers barely beat the Trailblazers, who are a trash team full of young players. Just, like they should beat, like the Trailblazers, which they did. They got stomped again by Minnesota Timberwolves last night in LeBron's absence. So, where's LeBron? You know what I mean? Like, why is LeBron not playing? We're getting so much, like so much to talk about with LeBron James, and not just because of his play on the court. He's played, so-so to begin the season. He's had some streaks that were, worthy of being celebrated. Some that, have been frowned upon to celebrate it. Obviously like, oh, LeBron's fourth straight triple-double or what have you, or whatever it was. Then he had a 6-game slump where he just looked like ass, utter and complete ass. And the team's been getting stomped out. You know what I mean? They're still a mediocre squad. You can remember, if you've been watching enough of these episodes, and if you haven't, go back and binge watch some where, like I've even before the season started, I'm like, yo, the season hasn't started. I remember I produced one particular episode and I'm like, the season hasn't started, but the spin cycle had already begun on ESPN with Kendrick Perkins, proffered this question to, to Molly and the bunch. Like, can you guys name, like 2 teams, 3 teams or whomever that are better than the Lakers, or that we expect to be a higher seed than the Lakers? And it's like everybody, because the Lakers are, as presently constructed, just not a very good team. And that's not Laker hate. I'm just a basketball fan. I don't have a team in the NBA. So it's not like I have to down the Lakers to make my team sound like they're better, or my favorite players, appear to be better. The Lakers are just fucking trash. And, like the sample size that we've gotten now in the season, I did a celebratory video for them when they jumped out to the 3-0 lead before I could even get the video up. I think I delayed and like kind of uploading it or something. And, the next night they lost, or that very night that I was trying to get the video up, I was having some complications with it. They lost. So I was like, now I had to amend the 3-0 to 3-1. But the Lakers had a lot to celebrate with a very small sample size. Like, yeah, talk all that trash now. JJ's the next Pat Riley and like all this silliness. And in reality, when you bring the same team back from last season that did not do very well, that wasn't very good chemistry wise, like what the fuck do you expect, bro? Like, what are we talking about here? So I said it then, like, why do I have to keep talking about the Lakers because the Lakers are trash? But we keep talking about the Lakers because the mainstream media keeps talking about the Lakers and people seem to want to hear about the Lakers. And since the NBA has decided, or the television partners, the networks, ESPN, etc., have decided, the NBA TV, etc., have decided, TNT, etc., have decided to broadcast more Laker games than anybody else this season, to televise them, and they certainly have. And we're gonna talk about it. The good, the bad, and the fucking ugly. So, but yeah, the Lakers are just trash, man. They're trash. It wasn't Darvin Ham's fault. You know what I mean? Like, Darvin Ham got thrown under the bus last season. Like, it was his fault. He lost the locker room. So yeah, when the coach loses the locker room, you gotta get rid of him because, like, if the team ain't respecting him, then you know what I mean. Like, he's gotta go. Like, no, the chemistry on that team is just really fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, you can have some decent players on a team, but team chemistry still matters. You know, it matters to the viability of the team long term. And I know because I played on some teams that we were uber talented, but when it came down to like the team chemistry, like guys just not liking each other. It doesn't matter how skilled you are as a basketball player. The chemistry and the ain't no cohesion of team, you can forget about it. We ain't winning shit because I don't really like these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So when that carries over, you know what I mean? It just kind of it affects the entire nucleus of the team. And I'm sure you guys know that. I don't have to explain it to you. But what I want to do in this episode is I want to get into a bit of a sound clip, because as we talk about the Lakers and as we talk about LeBron repeatedly, even in the independent media space, I get a lot of messages myself, and I listen to a lot of the other content creators that I'm friends with, by virtue of having this channel and there being some kind of camaraderie between us. Like, a lot of us get kind of verbally lashed by folks who are watching, like, why you keep talking about LeBron? Why y'all keep talking about the Lakers? I ain't got nobody else to talk about. And it's like, we're talking about them because you guys want to hear about them, and these things are dominating the algorithm. And so we're going to get people what they want. You know what I mean? Clearly the algorithm is suggesting that you guys want to hear about it. So we're going to talk about it. But in the mainstream media, on First Take, I'm going to share just about a 5-minute clip from an episode of First Take. I believe it was on yesterday or the day before. It should have been yesterday, because that's when I found the audio, or when it was suggested to me on social. But in this clip, there's a lot of things said that I actually want to kind of talk to. I just feel like it's only I only clipped 5 minutes of it, but there's so much covered in this 5 minutes that I think is pertinent and necessary, and even for some context to be given to. So I kind of want to respond to what is being said in this clip, as it will, more than likely clear up some of the comments and questions that, I'll get in my comment section a lot of the times, and some of the other creators on YouTube and the indie media space will get as well. So, let's get right into that. Let's take a listen to what they had to say on First Take.
All right, let's keep rolling with the Lakers here, Snoop. I got this one for you. So after a promising start under new head coach JJ Redick, it's been a bit of a struggle. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games, and LeBron James is taking a short break away from the team in the middle of a slump. Snoop, getting older. You believe the Lakers will turn it around?
He gonna blame it on his age, you know what I'm saying? I'm an old man too, so I get to do that sometimes. So I get to sleep in and then cancel certain events. So I guess, LeBron, you able to do that. You sleeping in this week, right?
Wait, I'm gonna stop right before Snoop goes in, because a lot of times, I learned this a long time ago, man. Like, these grades ain't painted on. I earned these. You know what I mean? My hairline ain't falling down. I ain't stressed out. This is from, you know what I mean? Like, some wisdom that I've acquired over time. Sometimes, man, there's a lot of truth shared in jest. So there's a lot of truth sometimes behind the joking and the laughter. So before I address what Snoop said, Molly, soccer mom Molly, gotta love her. Molly says, LeBron James is taking off in the middle of a slump. This is the absolute worst time for LeBron James to be taking off when your team is in a rut. That doesn't do anything. As I was just talking about the team chemistry and cohesion, and for you trying to get into a groove and find your footing, and you know what I mean, like gel well together as a team. Not and like injury notwithstanding, he ain't injured. So for him to just take a shocking, step back away from the team is, or a unexplained, kind of this inexplicable step away, is not a good sign for the team. They're in a slump. You know what I'm saying? And to Snoop's joke, well, you know what I mean? Like, man, he want to sleep in this week. He gonna blame it on his age. Like, if he's too old to play, it's time to step aside. It has literally only been 23 games played up to the point where LeBron needed some time off. Never in the history of the NBA that I've been watching for it feels like my entire life, yo. Like, like I'm 47. I've been watching basketball a long time, since I was a teenage basketball player, like with gaining an understanding of like what was actually happening. I just wasn't being like, oh, somebody scored the ball. So I've been watching basketball for a long time. And I never in the history of me watching NBA basketball did Larry Bird decide that he just wanted to take some time off after 25 games being played. Magic Johnson didn't do it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't do it. Moses Malone didn't do it. Dr. J didn't do it. Michael Jordan didn't do it. Isaiah Thomas didn't do it. Clyde Drexler didn't do it. Hakeem Olajuwon didn't do it. Karl Malone, John Stockton, you can run the get. Kobe didn't do it. Allen Iverson didn't do it. Shaquille O'Neal didn't do it. Tracy McGrady didn't do it. Injuries notwithstanding. I'm not talking about a player sitting out because they're injured. Never in the history of the game since I've been watching it has a player needed time off after 23 games. Ever, bro. Ever. So this is a complete and utter precedence that deserves some context when being spoken about. It ain't no hate being thrown in that direction. It's just like this is the reality. Like, what is going on? What is this? You're too old to play, bro. Step aside. If you tired after 23 games, it's an 82 game season. He's the one who jumped out there and said he's going to play 82 games this season. It's not that we're holding him to playing 82 games, but why shouldn't we hold players to playing 82 games if you're being paid to play 82 games? If you're not injured, you should play. Otherwise, you're cheating the game. You're cheating the fans. You're forcing fans not to want to tune in. We don't know when y'all jokers going to play. Are you playing tonight? Or are you deciding to take some time off? When we bought tickets and we've invested in the packages or the apps to watch you, like, why should we watch? We don't even know when you guys are going to play. So that's not a thing that can happen, especially not for King James or the face of the NBA. Back to Snoop.
But I think that we need to make some changes, man. Like, we brought back the exact same team from last year. No disrespect, but that ain't going to cut it. We need to make some moves and move some people around and place, make some adjustments. Like Genie, what's the dude name? What's
Rob Pelinka?
Yeah, hello. Where you at? What you doing? Come on, man. Make some moves, some adjustments. There's some people out there that we can have on our squad. And you just got to make the decision that it's time to make that move, because as Laker fans, y'all on the clock. Y'all got to hurry up before we end up cussing y'all out, going all in on y'all like we normally do. Right now, we're on television being very professional. But on Instagram, y'all can get it.
I got...
Before Stephen A goes in. So again, I'm telling you, because they were just kind of fragmented and jumping all over the place in this and like the individuals' comments. So I want to make sure that I comment like to the fragments because it's important, man. Back to what Snoop just brought up. He's like, man, Genie, whatever his name is, Pelinka, Rob Pelinka. We got to make some adjustments. We got to make some changes. There's some people out there that we could be getting. And so I want to, you Lakers fans, boy, y'all be Snoop doggy, boy. It's crazy. It's like y'all have such a short-term memory that it just drives me crazy. In the mainstream media, last summer, when the team did whatever they did in free agency, they got A+ from people. It was being said that the Lakers won free agency. They had done the best job of structuring a roster of players, of minimum guys, et cetera, et cetera. They had just, oh my God, this roster. They built a competitive, team, one that could compete for a championship with LeBron James and Anthony Davis at the helm. And the reality is the roster was trash. You could look on paper, it was trash. It did not even, it was, come on, bro. Like, you guys live in this delusional, like, space of fandom that is it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I often listen to some of the things being said. And I'm like, what? like this roster, you guys think? And then the chemistry on court showed exactly what it is. So now all of a sudden it's the roster. Last year it was Darvin Ham. And when we looked at the same roster last year and was like, they don't look too good. This is not a good mix and blend of guys. You need to find some other some pieces that actually fit style of play, style desire to play. You know what I mean? Stylistically, they just did not look like a very good roster. And the same team returned this season, essentially, with the exception of Dalton Connect and Bronny James. Torian Prince has gone to Milwaukee with Darvin. But everybody else you returned. Everybody else you returned. You only added 2 additional pieces. So if it was so important to make adjustments and to make moves and to get people there to help, don't you think that should have happened with the draft? It did, right? The 17th overall draft pick, you guys used that on Dalton Connect. Remember a couple seasons ago, LeBron James like, fuck them first round draft picks and da da da. So if LeBron would have had his way years ago, Dalton Connect wouldn't even be a part of the Lakers team because he was trying to deal with that first round pick for some other people a while ago. And maybe to LeBron's credit, he was right, because Dalton's not enough, even though he's a great player. A good, decent young player. It's a great draft pick for what it's worth at 17 to come in and be able to help, do something on the court immediately. But it's going to take him some time likewise to grow as a young player and to come into his own here in this league. So, the changes that Snoop speaking of, that needed to be made. And of course they weren't made. So we just can't live in the past, right? Okay, cool. Moving forward. Now we know Lakers always seem to be in this tailspin. Doesn't take long from December leading into the trade deadline of February. We start to hear this chatter, or this from right at the brink of when trades are able to be made in the NBA. This mid-December through February, we start hearing all this chatter every single season about Lakers need to make some moves. Lakers need to make some moves. Lakers need to make some moves. And the bottom line is there's a cap issue here. I don't have to get into the specifics of this first apron, second apron that teams have to stay under. That's beyond the scope of this particular episode. But there's a cap issue just in terms of the salaries. LeBron James makes a shitload of money. Anthony Davis makes a shitload of money. They make more money than anybody else on that team. Bronny got an $8 million guarantee. That $8 million could have gone to somebody else that can help them right now, because Bronny can't help them right now. It's a reality. Got some other players there that they've signed to deals as well, overinflated contracts. You know what I mean? I'm not here to pocket watch or say that anybody doesn't deserve money that they get. I'm just saying, bro. Like, you got to be smart in how you dole out the dollars as it pertains to how you want to build and structure your team. LeBron was willing to take a pay cut, he said, in the offseason, but when they didn't find anybody else, and I want everybody to be clear on this so they can stop saying it, well, he took less money. Like, he did not. He did not. He took slightly less money to keep them under the cap, but he was willing to take a pay cut if they were to bring in a superstar. So he would have taken a significant pay cut on his salary if they brought in another max kind of a player, but they didn't do it. So he ultimately goes on to sign a contract as big as he could sign with the money that was left. Where was the importance and the emphasis on bringing in somebody else that could help? Oh, they were already, gone to other teams at that point. There should have been more of an effort being made then. So all of a sudden to be like, man, we need to make some adjustments. Man, we need to make some changes. Man, y'all thought y'all was good. Now after we got Darvin out of there, we got the next Pat Riley sitting in the coach's seat. Oh man, we gonna be good. Him and LeBron drew up these X's and O's on the Mind the Game podcast, and man, it looks like that's the type of offense we're gonna be running right there. No, it's just easy to sit back and analyze what's happening on the court, but sitting in that coach's seat and then telling players and instilling a discipline in them, and getting a buy-in and a willingness from them to operate and function inside of the system that you're trying to implement, man, those are two totally different things. The X's and O's look great on paper, but when you get a person out or players out on that court running these plays, that's when you start to see the effectiveness of the play. Offense is just one part of basketball. We need defensive schemes and defensive sets too, and how we're going to react and what angles we're going to, use and to our benefit, what we're going to cut off. So how quickly players make adjustments there is also a thing. So yeah, man, they need some better players. Sure, adjustments need to be made there, but it ain't just as simple as just pulling in this person and getting this person and doing that thing. You got to find, man, some chemistry and then work with those players to build chemistry. They can't do that. Players ain't playing. Back to the video.
I'm gonna ask you this question because it's a. Go ahead.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
The break from the team for LeBron, is that like just a break from playing, or will he not be around the organization at all?
Well, we don't know that because that's his call, and it's on a day-to-day basis. Like they said, they're talking about how it was, personal days, and that's where it rubbed me. I don't want to say the wrong way, but it got my antennas up because in the past when he needed rest and you could take a couple of games off and then you come back, that's what you said. Mm-hmm. This time they said personal. And so I'm thinking about all the things that have happened. There was rumors about the Golden State Warriors and how he didn't want to go there before, but he might want to do that now. You're talking about Bronny James and, he was lamenting some of the criticism that Bronny was receiving, that he was receiving. You're kind of wondering that is he dealing with different things now because his son is on the team compared to what he's had to deal with before, and he just needed a break from it all. And when I was getting into it the other day, talking about, hell no, stay your behind right here in Los Angeles, because after you won the chip in the bubble, and then y'all got bounced out in the first round the following year, you still had Alex Caruso, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, these cats, and you let that get away for Russell Westbrook. So stay here and help fix this. And Snoop texted me and was like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. Am I lying, Snoop?
You telling the truth, the whole truth, so help you guys, Stephen.
Wait, hold up, Snoop.
So I want to address this too, because also breaking news and headlines: LeBron James potentially being traded to Golden State. Talked about these cap issues with the Lakers. Man, Golden State has the same issue. They doled out too much money. So in order to bring in people, they got to get rid of some huge contracts. And these contracts actually have to match up in order to be able to make the money make sense so that the team still stay under this apron, the salary cap, this extreme salary cap that's been imposed through the collective bargaining agreement present day. So, man, LeBron going to Golden State rather, is probably as likely as me making a debut in an NBA, uniform for some NBA team. Like, it's not likely. And if they, meaning the Lakers and Golden State, are able to just kind of trade off, some of these inflated contracts from, some of these players that they have, and find some other teams to get involved to help facilitate this particular trade, or the trade, major trade asset in this deal that would be LeBron James going then to Golden State to play and team up with Steph Curry. I think that will be the final straw in breaking the NBA. That's my take. That will be the final straw in breaking the NBA. It's already ridiculous, bro. It's already been done. We're sick of team hopping and you know what I mean? But it's really weird. This really weird idea that you're just going to team up with the best players to win a championship. It doesn't guarantee you a championship, and especially at 40 years old for this dude. Man, Golden State can forget about it. LeBron's not the same guy. So he's going to play. If he plays 35 games, maybe he'll be fresh enough to like help them, down some stretch run to try to win a championship. But the reality is he's not the same player. Doesn't mean that he still doesn't have his moments. Doesn't mean he still doesn't have his moments. But I think that most people think nostalgically when they hear the name LeBron James, they're thinking about the dude that was in Cleveland, the dude that was in Miami. Like, he ain't that guy no more. He ain't even the guy that was in Cleveland the second time. Like, he ain't the guy that he was when he got to the Lakers. He's older, He's older, man. So it's not as simple as being like, just throw LeBron on a team and he's going to carry us to the promised land. Because look, when he did it this time and when he did it that time, like this is 2024, bro. We're on the brink of 2025. I'm on a 40-year-old basketball player. We needed a break out the 23 games. We needed a break out the 23 games. So if Golden State's thinking that LeBron's the answer, I'm almost in favor of it happening. So that it breaks the NBA, not so much, because then I won't have anything to watch entertaining wise. Like I'm just a basketball fan, bro. I love it. I maybe make content then about how I told you so, that this move was going to be the final straw that just broke the NBA and tanked it. But I'll also be able to make content saying I told you that they would not win a championship. It's impossible, bro. Not with this aging dinosaur. He's not that guy anymore. So it's not as simple as just throwing him on a team. I would not want to see him go to Golden State. I don't want to see him go anywhere, but stay with the Lakers and clean up some of this mess that he started. Also, I definitely, as I've been hearing chatter about, want to see him in any form return to Cleveland. Leave those kids alone. They doing well, bro. Best team in the NBA record-wise right now. Leave them the fuck alone. Cleveland's good. Leave them alone. I want to see him go anywhere, have to destroy the nucleus of what anybody else has going on. This dude has been toxic to the NBA for years, and you guys are in denial about it. And now you're getting to see it firsthand. And you're refusing to see it. So instead of you seeing it and us calling it out, you're calling us haters. Like we just can't speak about what we're actually seeing visually. Get over yourselves.
Stephen A., let me push back on one thing, because I think maybe we're just being too deep with this. Don't you just think it's that the NBA Cup, they didn't make it, so now it affords him time to get some rest, similar to the All-Star break? I don't think it's that serious. It's just you have an opportunity. Wait, hold on, let me finish. 22 seasons, right? No spring chicken like myself. And you have the break now, so take advantage of it, capitalize on that, so then you get right when you come back, because they don't really have games anyway.
I'm going to stop Stephen A. right there, and I just want to address Soccer Mom Molly. Here we go. It's a decent premise, right? Well, couldn't it be that it's just, because of the NBA Cup now, and like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some time, and it affords some time in between games because you have these matchups, etc., between these teams that are like pursuing the Cup. And so it gives you a little more space, much like the All-Star break. All-Star break. We talking All-Star break? We talking All-Star game as an element in this? Look how toxic this is. That the example that you would cite is one of the major toxic points of how decline has been evident in the NBA. You bring up this All-Star break kind of a deal where it just gives the players some time to kind of decompress a little. If they weren't chosen for the All-Star game, they at least get that weekend and a few days beyond All-Star game. The NBA typically takes off, so it gives the players about, in effect, close to a week off mid-season. The NBA Cup is not so. All these games for the NBA Cup, to be clear for those who are not aware, there's only one game played during the NBA Cup that doesn't count toward regular season standings, and that is the championship game. That's the final game. Every other matchup is an actual season matchup that counts toward your standings for the regular season. This is the absolute worst time for LeBron to take off because these games still count. So it was a good idea to just give him some time off, like right in between these, because, he could just like take some time, spend 23 games. So what, another 23 games, going to need some time off again? That's about at 46. We still got close to 40 games to be played. We're going to need some more time off, so we just start scheduling time off when load management and all this stuff is already a big deal in the NBA. It's hurting the league, bro. It's hurting the league. So no, it's not a thing where it's like, whoa, could it be this? Could we just be overlooking it? Could we be too critical? Could we be looking too deeply into this? Could we be doing the most about it? No, we're not. We're not. We're literally identifying that there's an issue and we're pointing to it and we're pointing it out, saying, yo, this is weird shit. This is weird. This is strange. This can't help. Why is it happening right now? The timing of when it's happening right now. Like, what's the deal? Come on, Stephen A.
Refuting that. What we were saying was when they put it in quotation marks, personal reasons,
they got to come up with something.
It provoked questions. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It provoked questions because they never did it before, Molly.
Right.
That's why we asked.
Yeah,
if they had said, he's taking a rest off, it's like, cool, because they did it in the past. But this particular time, they said personal reasons.
If it was during that time, Stephen A., couldn't he just step away quietly?
Yeah.
Like
He's LeBron James.
Yeah.
Nothing about him
he
is
tells
quietly,
us when
though.
he
Say
takes a
that
break
then,
from
Karen.
social
Yeah, you know
media.
what I mean?
But it's never been done before because the opportunity's never presented
That's what I'm
itself.
saying.
Because last year he was in the Cup, he
Right.
won the Cup, and now this is only his second year of the Cup.
Yeah, but
So it's like, it bothers you?
we're talking about LeBron James. Like, he can do things that other people can't. You can't
Absolutely.
coach everybody the same. You don't love everybody the same. You don't employ everybody the same. Bro, he's earned that right. If you want to step away, listen, what Coach Mike Tomlin say? We need volunteers, not hostages.
Yeah, I love that line.
Bro, just cool. If you
But
need
you know
it,
what y'all
you've earned
missing?
that. You've earned that
know
right
what you're
to
missing?
say,
But
okay,
what
I
what
need
you-
some days.
You know
But
what
what
the
you
hard
missing?
part? Go ahead, Stephen A.
I'm saying what you missing is that nobody said he can't. See, this is how the LeBron James faction works, okay? You ask a question and then people accuse you of being accusatory. No, we weren't accusing him. If LeBron James wants time off, who the hell deserves it more than him? He's earned it. But that doesn't mean you don't ask the question. Why, Lakers, did you say personal reasons? What is going on? That's all.
And the other
Nobody's
thing is
making a
this, though,
judgment
too.
of it. We just ask it.
The beautiful thing about
LeBron,
LeBron
come
James
back.
was he did everything he was supposed to do and above.
LeBron James,
He was
come
never
back.
separate in any way. So that's why the question is being asked, what's going on?
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
come back.
Tell him to come back.
Coming up, when we come back,
LeBron
guys.
James, come back.
So, man, so like Stephen A's point is it's a perfect point. Like, bro, we're just asking. We're just, bro. What you just said sounded weird to us. Like, normally, if a player misses some time off, you let us know why. Like, he's injured. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's a little bruised up, a little beat up, a little banged up. We could understand it as a 40-year-old basketball player. Like, man, the miles on them wheels, they're extreme. They're extreme. 22 seasons in the NBA. You know what I mean? Plus the time that he played in high school leading up. Like, the kid's been playing nonstop to a degree, technically. Not really. 22 season things are overblown. Statistic, I feel like. It's the 22 seasons reality. Somebody just turned the video off. I don't give a shit. You won't get this reality. It's a 22 seasons reality. Sure, it is on paper. But the reality of how many games LeBron has missed, like these games that he's just missing, like in the previous episode, I told you that he was like 17 games away now, 15 games away. This season, he's going to miss 15 more by some measure. And this was prior to this present time off that he needs, just because of the wear and tear of an NBA season. He's going to miss some games. We get that. But in reality, LeBron James has missed the equivalent of 3 full basketball seasons with the amount of games that he's missed season after season after season. He's missed nearly the equivalent of 3 full basketball seasons with the games that he's missed. Is he tired? Does that mean that he shouldn't get tired? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean any of these things. I'm just bringing up that as a point to say, when we start talking about this, 22 years, he played this, he deserves it. He's earned that. Like, bro, you earn a salary. You're being paid a salary. You earn the salary by playing basketball. If you do not play basketball, you shouldn't be paid. What are we paying you for? What are we signing up for as fans? What are we enlisting ourselves to do, if not to witness and see the players who are supposed to be playing the game? Where y'all at? Where's LeWaldo? Just tell us what's going on. That's it. That's all we're asking for. Stephen A's like, nobody's saying that he doesn't deserve some time off if he needs it. That's cool. But just when we're asking the question, like, well, that sounds kind of strange. These guys would normally tell us that he was injured or he's hurt or, you know what I mean? He needs something. Like, what's the deal? What's the deal? So a lot of speculation, you know what I mean, as to why LeBron is taking off. Unfounded speculations. That's, by virtue why it's speculation. But I was thinking, LeBron James Jr., it was announced also in LeBron's absence, would be finally allowed to play G League road games. Whereas before he was only playing in the home games, kept him close to home, close to the family. What if perhaps LeBron James took this time off? The Lakers G League team just played 2 back-to-back road games that Bronny played in here in Phoenix, in Arizona. What if LeBron took the time off because he wanted to be the one to travel with Bronny to make sure that he would just feel more comfortable, that Bronny was safe and he was cool, like, you know what I mean? Like, what if that's the reason that he took off and they just don't want to tell us that? Would that be noble? I think so. I think that would be noble. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't been able, or has only been able to be as active as the NBA schedule would allow for his children. Yes, over his 22 year, career. So is he wanting to take more of an active role in making sure that, man, that son is protected? Maybe. You know what I mean? I'm just speculating here. I'm not saying it's reality, but I would be able to understand that if that was a thing. Bronny had 30 points a few nights ago, and then they played again last night. He had 16, so he scored 46 points in 2 games. That's more points than he scored all summer. I actually probably calculate all of his stats together from summer league to the preseason. I think that's that 46 points eclipses, all the points that he scored collectively through those 2 periods. Average of 23 points in the last 2 games. It's markedly better. You know what I mean? But so shout out to Bronny. You know what I mean? I've made a lot of videos about Bronny, not giving Bronny smoke. I'm just like, Bronny's not a very good basketball player on an NBA level. Doesn't mean that he cannot play. Doesn't mean that he cannot get hot. If you play basketball, man, the law of averages suggests that if you shoot enough, you're gonna make some. I mean, especially if you're a ball player and you're practicing like form and et cetera. Like, you're gonna make some, right? You do it long enough. So shout out to Bronny. You know what I mean? It's not to, I brought his name up not to be critical, but to highlight that maybe speculation from Opinion Stated that maybe LeBron took some time off because he wanted to be there for Bronny and with Bronny. Maybe LeBron's taking time off because, he's aggravated, frustrated, maybe taking off some time because of injury. Who knows? You know what I mean? That they just don't want to mention, before maybe getting a second opinion or, having, some time to rest and relax, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, subside. But that neither here nor there, man. That has been the basis of this particular episode. I have no idea where LeWaldo is, but we do know that he's not suiting up for the Lakers and he's not a part of Laker team. He's not a part of the team's process present day. And we do not know why. And so we are simply asking, where is LeWaldo? It's been the basis of this interview or this episode. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourselves. Blessings.